First place in the Great West Conference is on the line tonight as the Cougars and the Wolverines go at it. Chicago State and Utah Valley coming up next right here on UVU TV. And welcome to the UCCU Center on the campus of Utah Valley University here in Orem, Utah, where tonight the Wolverines of UVU, 11-10 on the season, play host to the Cougars of Chicago State. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jimmy Mack, along with Matt Peterson. Great West Conference action continues tonight, Matt. These two teams both coming in here pretty much on a roll.
Yeah, it's going to be an important game for both teams. I think the Wolverines more especially because this is a home game for them. Yeah. You always want to pick up home victories during conference season. Chicago State comes in playing very well, and we know what the Wolverines did a couple nights ago against North Dakota.
Yeah, Wolverines pretty much had their way with North Dakota. The score was fairly close, but the Wolverines played great that night. Yeah, that was on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was a total team effort for the Wolverines. We see a lot of players got involved. Isiah Williams, Geddes Robinson, Alfonso Hubbard had an incredible game. Holton Hunsaker had a big game as well. So across the board, if you're a Wolverine fan, watching that game, you're excited because you saw what the whole team was capable of, and hopefully they can carry that forward to tonight.
Meanwhile, Chicago State comes in here having won 2 of their past 3, but they haven't won away from home. They're 0-13 on the road. Things might change tonight. That's what Coach Dildy is really looking for. We'll see how that one goes. Key players tonight, Matt.
Yeah, we've got to take a look at some key players for both teams. For Chicago State, Jeremy Robinson averaging 15.2 points per game on the season. More importantly, last game scored 29 points, so he's going to be very confident that he can come in and perform to that level. Now, when we look at the Wolverines, Holton Hunsaker, 94% from the free throw line, deadly when he gets there. So as he gets to the free throw line, it means good things for the Wolverines.
Wolverines are green and white and gold. Usually it's Coaches versus Cancer Week. They're dressed in pink tonight. You and I evidently didn't get the memo.
We did not.
We're going to let's take out the keys to the game tonight. You love to do this.
Yeah, we're going to take a look for the Wolverines. They've got to get out on the fast break, especially early. Right out of the gate, they need to be fast breaking. They've got to control the game here at home. They usually do that. And their defense. Whenever their offense is struggling, they can always rely on their defense. For Chicago State, they cannot have turnovers here on the road. They've got to do a good job of crashing the offensive glass. And when they get to the free throw line, they've got to convert and make those easy shots because on the road, they're few and far between.
Easier said than done. We're going to take a break here on your Costa Vida pregame show. Back with your starting lineups and your opening tip coming your way right here next on UVU TV.
I'm Joe Luce, an anthropology student at UVU, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm sharpening my mind and my skills.
I'm Patty Garcia, a geology student at UVU, and this is Engaged Learning. At UVU, I'm learning by doing.
Back in Orem, getting set to go. Chicago State and Utah Valley. Utah Valley currently 1-0 in conference play. Chicago State, though, 1-1. So Chicago State, as you mentioned before that break, Matt, really needs a victory and needs to win on the road. They're 0-13 so far. It's just not a good start for them.
Yeah, that's definitely a streak that they're going to try and break. I mean, you never have, there's never the perfect time. When on the road, 0-13, I mean, that's got to be something that's on their mind, saying, we need to end that streak. That's, we're a better team on the road than that. When you look at their schedule, they've played a lot of tough games. So that definitely has something to do with it. But I think at the end of the day, they're going to want to end that streak and get a win. Not only a win on the road, but a conference win on the road as well.
Exactly. They were 3-9 in the Great West Conference last year. Meanwhile, Utah Valley was the champs in the conference with an 11-1 record during the regular season, and then lost in the semifinals of the conference tournament. This will be the 9th meeting between these two teams. Utah Valley leads the series 6-2. But boy, what a matchup tonight. We'll talk more about it as the game goes on. 2 of the 3 top scorers in the conference are on the floor tonight. The top 4 rebounders will be on the floor tonight at the same time. The top 2 shot blockers. This one's just going to be fun tonight. Coaches versus Cancer Week here at Utah Valley University. That's why a lot of the fans are dressed in pink, and you're about to see the Utah Valley Wolverines introduced wearing their it's not exactly hot pink, but it's pink nonetheless. Don't adjust your sets at home. All right, let's join UCCU announcer Eric Allen for tonight's starting lineups.
Minuteman press is the first and last step in printing. First, the starting lineup for the Chicago State Cougars. At forward, number 35, Clark Rosenberg. The other forward, number 31, Jeremy Robinson. At center, number 32, Quincy Ukagwe. At guard, number 15, Jacoby Anderson. And the other guard, number 11, Ardarius Simmons. Head coach of the Cougars is Tracy Dildy, with assistants James Farr, Sean Pryor.
State comes in here 2-17 overall, averaging 63 points a game, but they're giving up 83 points a game. And part of that is that very tough schedule that you talked about earlier, partner, the 31st toughest schedule in the country these Cougars of Chicago State have played. Some pretty powerful teams. Iowa, Creighton, Illinois State, DePaul, Wichita State, Oregon State, Ball State, Cincinnati Air Force. It just goes on, and all those games were on the road. So they're happy to get into Great West Conference play, where they're already 1-1, and they've won 2 of their past 3 games.
Yeah, you can say that because of all those games that they played, they got better because, they're going to have to compete if they were going to stay in a lot of those games. But you look at it from a coaching perspective, you're always trying to get better in all the practices leading up to those games, as well as while you're playing in the game. You obviously want to perform, and you want to do a good job.
All right, now starting lineups for the Utah Valley Wolverines.
And now, the starting lineup for your very own UVU Wolverines. And forward, a 6'6" senior from Bellflower, California, number 33, Keith Thompson. The other forward, a 6'5" senior from Bronx, New York, number 15, Geddes Robinson. At center, a 6'9" sophomore from Bountiful, Utah, number 34, Ben Aird. At guard, a 6' sophomore from North Salt Lake City, number 12, Holton Hunsaker. And the other guard, a 6'1" senior from Chicago, Illinois, number 2, Isiah Williams. Head coach of the Wolverines is Dick Hunsaker, with assistants Mike Kelly, Steve Payne, and Paul Moss.
That's Willie the Wolverine, and the loudest Harley you will hear, at least inside this facility.
You want that bike, right?
I want that bike bad.
Put that on your Christmas wish for this, this year.
I put a little muffler on that rascal. Wolverines come in here, 11-10 overall, 68 points a game, coached by Dick Hunsaker in his 10th season. Both these teams' color schemes, green and white, but not tonight. Keith Thompson will jump center against Robinson. This one's underway. The Wolverines control. We are underway here at Orem, Utah. Keith Thompson. Over to the All-American Isiah Williams, short on his three. Geddes Robinson, one of the top rebounders in the nation, pulls down his first of the night. Working into Ben Air. Chicago State comes away with it.
That's something that we've seen from the Wolverines in their past couple of games. Early on, they try and get it inside. They try and establish it. We get a long shot there from Isiah, but Ben Air gets the ball inside once for a second shot.
Jumper outside, long two is good. Simmons gives the Cougars a 2-0 lead early.
As we see Chicago State push out this defense, watch this. I think what they're playing, I honestly am having a hard time determining what it is, but to me it almost looks like a triangle and two. You see that they've got defenders on Isiah way out playing a tough man-to-man, and Holton, and the three other players are almost in a triangle, not guarding a man. I really do think this is a triangle and two defense to start the game.
Keith Thompson misses outside this time. Officials looking at each other. First foul of the game coming up. This one's going to be on Chicago State. Going to go against Ukagwe. 6'9" junior picks up the first foul of the game.
A good sign early from the Wolverines as we see Ben Air going after the offensive rebound. They're getting some shots. They're getting some second chance opportunities. 2 early offensive rebounds. Always a good sign to start off a game.
Minute and a half gone here in Orem. Wolverines have missed their first 3 shots. Keith Thompson ties this one in 2.
That's exactly what you have to have. If you're going to have this triangle and 2 defense as it looks like they're playing, you got to have other players step up. Keith Thompson with a nice job of penetrating the middle of the defense there, and an easy jumper.
Rosenberg on the left wing, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Anderson missed that one. Geddes Robinson with a defensive rebound this time. KT drives in, scoop shot won't go. Cougars track it down. Jumper the other way from Simmons. Both teams not exactly lighting it up right now. KT off the glass, no. And it belongs to Chicago State.
Pretty good tempo to start the game. Both teams going up and down, getting some good opportunities, getting some good shots. Just not falling here. It's normally what you see sometimes to start off these games. Now, hopefully both teams will get a little bit of a rhythm.
Three-pointer is good. Robinson. 5-2 Chicago State.
A little bit of an unusual shot. He's only shot 48 threes on the year, but for a big guy, that's a lot.
Rosenberg picks the pocket of Holton Hunsaker, lays it up and in. It's 7-2, and Coach Dick Hunsaker wants to take a timeout. He does not like what his team in pink right now is doing on the floor. Just 3 minutes into this game.
I wanted to talk about something that we had followed up here. We're going to see a replay of the steal there from Rosenberg. going in for the easy layup. But we talked a little bit in the pregame about the momentum that Chicago State had coming in. You know, you watch the first 3 minutes of this game, you wouldn't say that they were 2-17 and that they were 0-13 on the road. I mean, granted, it has only been 3 minutes, but they look like, you know, they're full of energy, and I think that with the way that they've played in the last 3 games, as we have mentioned, and that's carrying forward into tonight. And I think they've caught the Wolverines a little bit off guard, because I don't know if the Wolverines were expecting the defense that they're playing. Maybe they weren't expecting this a little bit of pressure as far as almost a 3/4 court press that they're putting on. So the Wolverines, I'm sure Coach Hunsaker is talking about regrouping and calming down and just making plays.
So after that timeout, Coach Dick Hunsaker puts in 2 fresh Wolverines, Taylor Brown and Alfonso Hubbard.
And see, here we go more to a man-to-man full court press. Previously it was a zone. Now they're looking to do a little bit of trapping, and just now they're trying to get back in defense. But watch the defense that's played on Isiah Williams. You know, that's Ardarius Simmons. He's playing not allowing any movement there for Isiah.
Hubbard missed it inside. Geddes Robinson takes it back up, in and one. Foul's going to be on Ukagwe, his second. Pulls the Wolverines to within 3.
Yeah, we see Geddes Robinson getting the ball, making a nice quick move, threading through the defense and finishing up high. A nice job of the finish after the foul there. But you know, if they're going to play that defense, if they're going to try and take Isiah away, if they're going to try and take Holton away when he's in the game, the other 3 players or the other 4 players who are on the court, their roles are going to become much more important. And I think we've seen some good things. Alfonso got a nice shot there. Didn't get it to fall, but Geddes got the rebound.
Geddes Robinson misses the free throw badly. Now, you just saw a shot while we were waiting for that free throw. One of the officials was actually talking to Simmons of Chicago State, and I wonder if that was something to do with the defense he's playing on Isiah.
Yeah, I think you watch it. I've watched it a couple of these plays up and down. He's been very physical, and he may have just talked to him a little bit about that, because he is being a little bit too physical. So he may be mentioning something to that effect.
Turnaround jumper's no good, and they're going to say goaltending on the putback by Ukagwe, so that one will not count. It'll be UVU possession. Ukagwe will take a seat, replaced by Aaron Williams.
Well, just watch this, Jim. For our viewers out there, watch Ardarius Simmons guarding Isiah Williams. I mean, he has no other responsibility than what Isiah is doing. He has no other job than to track Isiah no matter where he goes on the court. You see number 35, Clark Rosenberg, at the top of that triangle. That's exactly what they're playing.
Isiah Williams averaging just under 15 points a game. A little less than he was last year, and there's a steal from Simmons. Just playing Isiah and the ball. On the run the other way, Rosenberg missed it. Chicago State saves her from going out of bounds. Robinson, nice job. Robinson wide open for the jumper. Missed it. 7-4.
And who they're trailing now on the other, now that Holton's not in there, is Taylor Brown. You see number 15, Jacoby Anderson, trailing and chasing.
On the run, Simmons throws it up. Blocking foul is going to get called against the Wolverines. That one's going to be on Isiah Williams. That brings us to our first media timeout. Wolverines trailing by 3 with 4.5 minutes gone.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Wolverines start 2 of 9 from the floor. Chicago State starts 3 of 8. Isiah Williams 0 for 2. Both of those were 3-point attempts. So you're pretty impressed with the defensive scheme so far.
Well, it's different. I mean, it's something that we hardly ever seen. I don't know if I've seen that in a very long time. Is that, you know, that triangle and two, and we're going to probably continue to see that. And I think it's, you know, it's caught the Wolverines a little bit off guard. I don't know if they were aware that that was going to happen, but you know, obviously you have to make adjustments, and they will. But yeah, you have to say that 5 minutes in, only 4 points, and 2 of 9 shooting has done, you know, has been pretty good so far. Having said that, I mean, the Wolverines aren't, you know, their defensive effort, it hasn't been horrible by any means, but it's just what Chicago State has done defensively.
Second free throw was good. Missed the first one. It's 8-4. Hunsaker back into the game. Takes it into the lane. Lost the handle. Isiah for 3. Wolverines control. Hunsaker for 3. There you go.
That was caused by obviously Isiah's shot, and once again another offensive rebound for the Wolverines. And if they're going to play that defense, it's so hard to recover back out to a man off of a long rebound and offensive rebound.
Samuels missed the layup, aired with the rebound. Wolverines can take their first lead of the game with a bucket here. Isiah still ice cold. 0 for 4 now. He's been known to miss a few at the beginning of the game and still finish with 18, 20 points.
Yeah, but you like the aggressiveness. I mean, we see that from Isiah game in and game out, that no matter what, he's going to remain aggressive and he's going to remain confident. And so, yeah, by the first 5 minutes matters, but full 40 minutes is what really matters.
Rosenberg, little hook shot on the run. 3-point lead for Chicago State now. Double dribble, turnover, UVU. Their third.
Yeah, that's something that has been a little bit of a shocker so far, is the Wolverines turning the ball over, their third turnover. One of the keys for Chicago State was that they couldn't turn the ball over, and I don't believe that they have so far. So that's aided them in the early parts of the game here.
Wolverines just 3 of 12 to start this. 25% shooting. Keavi Enos checks in for the Wolverines. 6'3" sophomore from Mesa, Arizona. Geddes Robinson is back into the game as well. Jumper up top. Missed. Keith Thompson with the rebound. That's Keavi. KT. Nice move.
Yeah, nice drive there. A good job of getting the rebound, getting the outlet out to Keavi. He pushed ahead. He tried to drive, wasn't there, and a kick out, and Keith Thompson does the rest. Fast breaks was a key for the Wolverines, and that was a perfect play to run.
10-9, Chicago State with a 1-point lead over UVU. Jumper missed by Robinson. Wolverines. Keavi for 3. Keith Thompson got tied up on the rebound that time with Lee Fisher. Jump ball called. Possession arrow Chicago State direction.
So in that possession, Chicago State doesn't look like they're going or trying to run that same defense, and just a couple of passes created an open shot for Keavi, and Wolverines can have success if they do just make that extra pass as on that possession.
Robinson hits the deck. No calling for travel. Goes in the book as a turnover. That is Chicago State's first turnover. Just over 7 minutes gone here.
Yeah, each player for Chicago State who gets the ball, that gets it on the perimeter, is, to me, so far, looks like they're trying to make a move. You know, that last possession was a case where a little bit out of control on the drive, but nevertheless still trying to be aggressive. Each player on the perimeter for Chicago State looking to drive.
Hunsaker, 3. And the Wolverines lead for the first time with 12:37 left. First half.
Yeah, that was a nice job of once again, that extra pass, being patient. Chicago State in the 2-3 zone. And once again, we see the drive.
Samuels on the drive that time.
Everybody's trying to be aggressive. They're probably coming into this game. That was maybe a focus that Coach Dildy had, saying that, hey, let's try and be aggressive. Let's try and drive to the basket, and they've tried to do that so far.
Foul on Keabi Enos, team's second. Both these teams with 2 fouls here in the early portion of this game. Simmons lost the handle, tracks it down, kind of. Jump ball call. This one belonged to Utah Valley. Rory Fannon's in the game for Ben Aird. (12-10). Utah Valley with a 2-point lead following that Holton Hunsaker tray. It was his 6th point of the night. Keith Thompson fouled on the way. He'll shoot 2. Anderson, I believe, got him on the arm. Keith Thompson, 58% free throw shooter on the season on a team that averages 67%. 8 minutes gone here. UVU with a 2-point lead. I keep thinking people who have just tuned in are thinking, what is wrong with my TV set? These guys are the home team. They should be wearing white. And I can't get rid of the pink. It is pink, folks.
I think that's the first time that they've ever actually done that I can remember. You know, had a different uniform color for the game.
I believe they're going to wear them Saturday as well, home game against NJIT. Coaches versus Cancer Week.
And it's obviously for a very good cause, and it's fun to see that you know, teams are able to take in these types of things, as well as the fans that are here also.
KT missed them both. Outside, Robinson for 3.
That was a simple pick and pop. Robinson set the screen, and then he just found the open space off of it. Rory Fannin a little late on the recovery there. Robinson knocked down the shot.
Chicago State back out in front by 1. Keabi Enos lost the handle. Inside, Geddes Robinson. Over to Rory. Jumper won't go. Foul on the rebound is going to go against Geddes Robinson of UVU. It'll be his first and the team's 3rd. That'll bring us to another media timeout. 11:20 to play here, first half. Wolverines down by 1.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Well, after the Wolverines started 2 of 9 from the floor, they've improved a little bit. 5 of 16 now. Meanwhile, Chicago State's also hit 5 shots, but they've only taken 13 of them.
Pretty impressive for the Wolverines. They've got 7 second chance points of their 12 total, and 4 offensive rebounds, no doubt contributing to that. So you like to see that if you're Coach Hunsaker. The team's aggressive on the offensive rebounds. They're getting second chance opportunities, and they're taking advantage.
Wolverines come up with another steal. Hunsaker over to Aird, inside Geddes, lost his man, blocked, but Hubbard is there to gather in the loose ball. Jeremy Robinson blocked that shot by Geddes Robinson. Robinson leads this Cougar squad in blocked shots on the season. That was just a miss. Robinson. Back and forth they go. Mentioned we got the top 4 rebounders in the Great West Conference on this floor tonight. Lee Fisher's number 2. Jeremy Robinson number 3 for Chicago State. Another steal. Here comes Chicago State back the other way. To complete that thought, Ben Aird's number 4 and Geddes Robinson is number 1 by far. In fact, Geddes Robinson is the number 18 rebounder in the nation. Right now, Chicago State with a 1-point lead.
This is a good defensive possession for the Wolverines. 7 seconds left to want to bail out with a foul.
2 minutes and nobody scored. That ball went up and then off the top of the backboard, hit the shot clock. That is considered out of bounds, so it'll belong to UVU.
And that was by far the best defensive possession for the Wolverines. So a lot of players did a nice job of defending the drive, getting around the picks, and a good job of not allowing any type of second chance opportunity there.
Officials giving Clark Rosenberg a chance to get the laces up. Wolverines down by 1. They've led once when it was 12-10. And now they lead again.
Yeah, Holton created that. He was able to split the double team in the backcourt. No one was able to pick him up after that. Saw a wide open shot and nailed it. And he's come out very focused, and you can tell that, and on fire so far.
Stolen away. Geddes Robinson on the spin move. And they're going to say he carried the basketball when he did. Back to Chicago State.
You know, Geddes did a very nice job there because he read the pass that was coming inside. It wasn't a gamble because it was a clear steal and an easy steal for him, and tried to get out and run the break. He can definitely handle it. We talked previous games about how he can bring that ball up the court, but a nice job of him initiating it with the steal.
Isiah Williams is back into the game, by the way, for the Wolverines. Jumper way outside, good for 3. That one coming from Fisher. And Chicago State back out in front.
You know, Lee Fisher comes off of the bench, averages 12.2 points per game. He's the second leading scorer. So the Wolverines, I know, were well aware of that. And Lee Fisher with a nice 3 from the corner.
Simmons no longer playing that tight guard on Isiah. Whistle inside, going to be called against Chicago State. That one's going against Samuels. His first, team's 4th.
The last couple of possessions offensively for UVU have noticed a little bit more movement. And I think they've tried to get Chicago State in a tough position by moving without the ball, setting good quality screens, and it's worked out well for them.
Isiah still scoreless here in this first half. Hubbard, baseline jumper. Chicago State on the run. I'll slow it up. Robinson moves over to Simmons. He'll take the 3. Good.
Yeah, that was beautiful basketball. You had Ardarius Simmons bring the ball up. Nobody matched up with him in transition. He passed it off. Robinson made a nice shot fake, got his defender in the air, could have taken a shot, but kicked it back out to Ardarius Simmons. Very unselfish basketball, and a nice play there from Chicago State.
Hubbard, little floater, will not go. Wolverines now 6 of 22 from the floor. Very ice cold start. Ben Aird went for the block, instead gets called for the foul. Fisher will be at the free throw line when we get back from this media timeout. Wolverines down by 4 with 7:34 to play first half.
I never used to care about college sports. I mean, I go to a game or two, but it's mainly for social reasons, you know?
And how has green fever affected did your school spirit?
I never miss a sporting event. You got NCAA baseball, softball, basketball, golf, wrestling, soccer, volleyball. I'm memorizing stats. I'm dreaming about Wolverines. I just bought a pet Wolverine. It tore my dad's favorite shoe. It was wicked awesome. No, I don't play sports. I wouldn't want to make the athletes envious. I don't mess around, man.
Bus pass, $5. UVU t-shirt so you can impress the ladies, $25. iPod Nano, $120. A degree from UVU so you can afford your own car someday. Priceless. For everything else, there's student loans.
See the replay here, Ben Aird gets called for the foul. Lee Fisher making the move to his left hand, able to post up and get the foul called, ended up going to the free throw line for 2 free throws. We talked about in the pregame the opportunity that Chicago State has when they get to the free throw line to convert on those free throws. This is only going to be their 3rd and 4th free throws, so all the more important for Lee Fisher to make both.
Chicago State 1 of 2 from the free throw line tonight. Utah Valley 0 for 3. Interesting stat, Utah Valley has made 6 shots tonight and 3 of them have been 3-pointers. Chicago State's made 7 shots tonight and 4 of them have been 3-pointers. Both teams shooting better from beyond the arc than they are inside.
Well, and I think when you look at what Chicago State's done, they really don't have a player to me that looks like that really wants to post up. I mean, that last possession, yeah, Lee Fisher posted up, but Robinson seems more like an outside shooter, an outside presence, and so that comes at no surprise. The Wolverines have got some good shots from Geddes Robinson or Ben Aird inside, a couple shots from guards in the paint. They just haven't been able to convert.
Taylor Brown for 3. There you go.
There continues that theme, right? Making those shots and coming from the three-point line. A miscommunication there from Chicago State, and Taylor Brown able to just square himself and knock it down. See, this is what I mean. Robinson, you've got him out on the perimeter against Ben Aird. They've got no player inside that's trying to post up, except for there on Robinson on the switch.
Holton Hunsaker will be called for the foul. Basket will count. 23-18.
Yeah, that time you see Robinson get the ball inside. There was a screen that he came up or that was set that caused the switch, caused Holton Hunsaker to switch off of his man. Ben Aird was guarding him, and he just was able to back Holton down into the paint. Does have a size advantage, and Holton gets called for the foul.
24-18, 6-point lead, matches the biggest for Chicago State in this game. UVU's biggest lead has just been 2. Isiah Williams finally gets on the scoreboard with his first 2 at the 6:40 mark. Hunsaker goes for the steal. A little bump in at midcourt, and Isiah is going to get called for the silly pushing foul. He grimaced as soon as he did it. He knew he shouldn't have done it.
Active hands there from Holton. But there was a dribble, kind of a crossover dribble that Darius Simmons tried to do, but Holton saw it coming and was able to deflect the ball. And more impressive than that was the fact he dove on the floor, was able to knock it away. Good hustle play from Holton, and then a second follow-up play from Isiah.
Isiah Williams takes a seat with those 2 fouls. Coach Dick Hunsaker usually puts his best players on the bench when they get 2 fouls in the first half for the rest of the half. Fisher, another 3, and it's a 7-point lead for Chicago State.
Yeah, that was a drive and kick. You had Matt Samuels drive the baseline. He saw the kick was open to Lee Fisher. Lee made a 3 earlier from there. Knocks down another.
Taylor Brown misses this 3. Chicago State with the defensive rebound. Wolverines on the steal, 2-on-2. Hunsaker down the lane.
Nice job of reading the defender. He had him off balance the entire way and was able to finish with a beautiful spin move.
Holton with 11 points, only player in the game with double figures. Robinson runs right over Ben Aird. The officials sort of looking at each other, and they're going to say it was a charge on Robinson. His first, team's 5th.
When we watch this,
he went to the free throw line. He thought the foul was on Ben Aird.
Yeah, we watch this game. Chicago State is a driving team. They're trying to drive every single player, and what you have to have is good defense and awareness there from Ben, able to know where that play was going and take the charge.
Ben Aird, baseline jumper, won't go. Keith Thompson fighting for the rebound. Cougars come away with it. Rosenberg. Reverse won't go for Samuels. Geddes Robinson pulls down his 5th rebound of the game. Geddes Robinson hesitates and goes off the glass. Geddes 4 points, 5 rebounds, averages a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds a game.
The pump fake king, that's what Geddes is, and he uses that to his advantage. That's exactly what he did. He had 2 defenders that he went at, was able to use the pump fake, got them in the air, and able to go up and finish. See the Wolverines switch here to a 2-3 zone also. First time we've seen that tonight.
Jumper left side, no good. That one coming from Fisher. It will belong to Chicago State. Anderson and Williams are in. Fisher and Samuels out for Chicago State. .417 left here first half. Somewhat of a low-scoring first half. Holton Hunsaker gives over to KT. Now to Big Ben. Inside Geddes. Goes off Chicago State player's leg, out of bounds. And that dead ball situation will bring us to another media timeout, our under 4 break. 3:51 left, first half. Wolverines are down by 3.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Chicago State and Utah Valley, Great West Conference battle. I'm Jim McCullough along with Matt Peterson. Score has changed, or lead has changed hands 4 times here in this first half. In a relatively low scoring first half thus far, 27-24. Chicago State by 3 right now. You know, we've been talking about Geddes Robinson's attempted another double-double with 4 points, 5 rebounds. Jeremy Robinson, he's doing the number for Chicago State, 9 points and 7 rebounds. There you see Coach Tracy Dildy of Chicago State in his 2nd season with the Cougars. He is really emphasizing academics. Academics first, gentlemen, academics. Alley-oop, too high for Keith Thompson, out of bounds. Turnover, Utah Valley.
Yeah, design play coming out of the timeout, well drawn up, well executed. You had some good screens on the backside. Going to get a stoppage here. Had some good screens set on the backside there from Ben Aird and Geddes Robinson. Able to get Keith there, but unable to convert on the pass and the finish.
Officials have a little difference of opinion about the game clock. Don't know whether they want to put a couple of seconds back on there or not. 3:42 is what is showing on the game clock in the arena. Of course, the shot clock has been reset to 35. I really don't know what the problem is. 1 second. You put 3:43 on there? Seriously? These guys are detail oriented. Wow.
Now we've got 0 on the clock. Looks like we had a little bit of a problem.
3:44, so it was 2 seconds. Wow, these officials are good. 3:44 exactly left in the first half. Utah Valley down by 3 to Chicago State. Chicago State 1-1 in Great West Conference. Utah Valley 1-0. Chicago State has not won on the road this year. We talked about it in the pregame show. They're 0-13, but they just played a brutal schedule. A lot of them were saying, boy, we just can't wait for Great West Conference action to begin because, you know, we're not going to be playing guys like Cincinnati, Iowa, Wichita State anymore. Wolverines come away with it. Keith Thompson driving, scoop shot, won't go. Here comes Chicago State back the other way. Simmons pushes it up. 3 minutes left. Simmons for 3. 6-point lead for the Cougars of Chicago State.
The last 2 possessions for Chicago State, we've seen something pretty incredible. 5 around the perimeter. That's all they've done. They haven't tried to post up anybody. They just had 5 straight guys around the perimeter. Let's see if they do it again here. They just get their guys around the perimeter and allow them to try and drive or kick.
That time, Rosenberg takes it in. It's an 8-point lead. That's the biggest of the game for Chicago State. Wolverines can't get anything to go. They're 10 of 30 shooting.
Yeah, that last possession, Ben was great. Got the ball at the free throw line, drove aggressively, just couldn't get it to fall. It hasn't been the first half the Wolverines wanted shooting-wise. They've got good shots. Holton's been the one to do it, though.
Holton faked the shot and then went up and was hammered hard and stays down. Holton Hunsaker, the leading scorer in the game with 11 points. He has not missed a shot tonight. 4 of 4 from the floor. And he is still down.
Yeah, you'll see him pump fake, get the defender in the air, and clearly try to draw a foul. When we see him on the floor, it looks like he grabs his shoulder. It looks like he's has a little bit of an issue with his shoulder there. As we saw on the replay, that's clearly what the defender came down on when he was coming down. Went right into Holton's shoulder, and it looked like a pretty violent collision. And I think they're probably going to get a replay. The officials are here at the counter, going to get a replay of whether or not it was a 3-point shot. But Holton's foot was over the line, so this will be a 2.
Holton does not want trainer Andrew to look at it. He was grimacing before he hit the ground. It was the contact, as you said.
Yeah, I think it was the shoulder. You could see how Holton was kind of angled there. Obviously trying to, when you get your arms going up and you get a defender coming down, a very, very violent collision. It's not often you see Holton in that much pain. He's usually diving on the floor, taking charges. It's very rare that you do see him in that much pain, so you know that it must have hurt.
Well, it's a shooting arm. He's right-handed, and Holton Hunsaker is, and I don't believe it jinxes, he is the second best free throw shooter in the nation in Division I. The second best.
Shoulder looks all right, doesn't it? That was a pretty good stroke there.
Nice stroke.
We got 2 minutes and 12 seconds left here. I think it'll be important for both teams, obviously, to finish out the half. The Wolverines are going to need to get some stops defensively. They've got shots on the offensive end. As we've said, they just haven't been able to finish. But this last 2 minutes, they can't give up anything easy to Chicago State. And this is a perimeter-oriented lineup. Watch this. We're going to see this. We're going to see the 5-out. We're going to see players trying to get the ball on the perimeter, setting screens, getting shots going to the rim.
Simmons working against Hunsaker. Chicago State tracks it down following the miss. It's Rosenberg. Inside, point blank miss from Williams. Wolverines come away with it. Chicago State 11 of 27 from the floor. UVU 10 of 30. Just say it's good defense. Another turnover on the run. Rosenberg all the way. Blocked by KT out of bounds. No foul. It'll be Chicago State basketball. Isiah Williams comes in. I was interested to see if he came in for Holton, who's still sort of holding on to that shoulder now and then.
Yeah, we see the drive there from Clark Rosenberg. Geddes Robinson in good position, and Keith Thompson able to come in from behind for the block.
Minute 24 left. First half. Wolverines down by 6. They led a couple of times. Jumper is short. And standing on the baseline when the ball came down was Lee Fisher, so it will belong to UVU.
Another good defensive possession there. That was another 5-out posting, trying to get some ball screens, trying to get some players coming up, setting screens, coming hard off of the screens, but a good job of recovery there and a deflection. See this mixed up defense here that Chicago State has run. See if the Wolverines look to get it inside.
Keith Thompson on the finger roll. But the follow is good.
Against a zone, that type of action and that type of movement is so impressive and so needed, because teams go into a zone, the tendency is to stay out on the perimeter, but you can get a player who's athletic and who's able to drive like Keith, was able to get a shot off and easy tap in off of the miss for the 2 points.
You saw Coach Dick Hunsaker ask point guard Holton Hunsaker, his son, how his shoulder was. Holton's a tough kid. 13 points, by the way, for Holton. Meanwhile, for Chicago State, Simmons has 9. Robinson has 9.
You see Keith go up. Good job of aggressiveness and no one there to compete with them on the offensive rebound. But that's his game. That's what he loves to do. That's what he is very good at, is driving, getting shots. And if it's not there, he has an uncanny ability to get his own rebound most times.
43 seconds left here in this first half. Chicago State with a 4-point lead over UVU. UVU has led at halftime 5 consecutive games. The only loss in that streak was to Wyoming, who they led at halftime. "12 seconds shot clock, 27 on the game clock." Inside, Robinson. The Wolverines look like they're just going to go for the last shot.
Yeah, Ben's going to come up and set a high screen for Holton. Holton's going to try and come off of it and create some offense.
Goes up for 3, missed it. I say they got him on the arm. So the second best free throw shooter in the nation will be at the line for 3. With 3.9 seconds left here in the first half.
Well, so many teams run that same type of action where they'll get a big guy coming up to set a screen for their guard, and the guard just tries to get as much momentum as he can, as much speed as he can coming off of the screen. And you have options. You have the ability to kick out to the corner. Maybe the postman, after he sets the screen, is rolling to the basket. The player coming off, in that case Holton, has the opportunity to go all the way to the rim. Or what he did there is able to pull up for the 3-point shot, and it was there, and gets fouled. And we had mentioned the pregame, and you've talked about it so much, what a good free throw shooter he is, and when he's at the line, it's a good sign for UVU. Having said that, 4 seconds left off of this free throw. Wolverines can't afford a foul. They'll get their transition defense set.
Rosenberg misses from near midcourt, and that's how we'll send the teams to the locker room. UVU down to Chicago State 34-31. Back with your halftime show after this.
I'm Sylvia Bentley, an anthropology student at UVU studying ancient Peru, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm graduating with a diploma and a resume.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Wolverines are down by 3 at halftime here at the UCCU Center in Orem, Utah. Chicago State 34, Utah Valley 31. Holton Hunsaker 16 points in that first half. He had 16 on Saturday night at home in the victory against North Dakota, and that was in the whole game, although he did have 14 in the second half on Saturday. So 16, not a bad not a bad game for most players. Holton did it in the first half, 4-4 shooting and 5 of 5 from the free throw line. You know, this game is being produced and taken care of by students from the digital media department here at Utah Valley University. Matt's no longer a student, and guess again, I'm no longer a student either, but the guys running cameras, the guys punching the replays, running the audio, everything is being done by the students at the DGM department, digital media. That's just one of 11 departments here housed in the College of Technology and Computing. They've got a lot of great stuff going on here at the College of TNC. Take a look.
Here at UVU's College of Technology and Computing, also known as TNC, we don't spend a lot of time bragging, but I guess we could. We could brag about having one of the top 3 aviation programs in the entire country, turning out professional pilots and administrative personnel to work for airlines and private industry. Or we could brag about our national award-winning culinary arts program, with graduates who are going straight to glamorous jobs on cruise ships and in major restaurants, or who are opening their own restaurants. Or we could brag about our digital media students who are winning major awards even before they graduate. Or we could brag about our international efforts, sending TNC students all over the world, places like Mali and Russia and Namibia. Or we could brag about our computer science department, or our information systems and technology department as they continue to train some of the best and sharpest young minds in the state of Utah, using state-of-the-art technology in classrooms and computer labs. Or we could brag about our technology management program, where students are always engaged in life-changing projects like using technology to assist those with disabilities. Or I guess we could brag about the fact that many of the CSI investigators and fire and rescue personnel in the state of Utah have gone through extensive training in our public services programs. Or I guess we could brag about our world land speed record car that was completely built and raced out of our highly acclaimed automotive department. Or we could brag about our high-tech electrical automation and robotic technology and mechatronics programs. Or our engineering graphics and design program, which is turning out some of the most advanced technicians in the state of Utah. Or we could brag about our construction technology students who help build Habitat for Humanity homes and just won first place at the National Association of Home Builders competition in Las Vegas. That's first place in the entire nation. Or we could brag about TNC students leading UVU to a first, second, or third place finish in the nation for 10 straight years at the National Skills USA competition. Or we could brag about the fact that many companies are discovering that when they hire our graduates, they get somebody who doesn't just know facts, They get a TNC graduate who has actually done it before. And that's because our TNC students are engaged, truly engaged, in actually doing things rather than just learning facts. So, even though there is a lot to brag about here at the College of Technology and Computing, we really don't like to brag. Much.
Yeah, there really are a lot of great programs housed in the College of TNC here at UVU, including the Digital Media Department. I'm joined now courtside by Professor of Digital Media, Dennis Lisamy. You sort of oversee the whole student broadcast situation, do you not? And you're in charge of that stuff?
I do. I teach the classes that are involved in broadcasting these games, for an example.
And so what else is there for a digital media student to do other than to show up, broadcast a game, which is pretty cool, by the way?
Well, it is. Digital media is divided basically into 4 areas, which is audio, 3D animation and gaming, television, film production, and internet.
All the cool stuff.
All the cool stuff. It's a great place to be.
It is. It is one of the most popular departments
Well,
on
there they
campus.
are, right there.
Oh.
Those are all our students there in the control room. They're
That's a live
broadcasting
shot.
this game. It's a live shot.
You guys really need to get back to
There's
work.
audio. Yeah, and now those are all students.
Those are, so really, while you're not here, they're ordering. While you're not there, they're ordering pizza, right? Probably.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Now we got banners up that I've just noticed. These are brand new. You can watch the stream of this game on your smartphone, tablet, et cetera, et cetera. That's something
right.
brand new, right?
That's something that's just really coming to its own here on campus. If you have an iPhone, iPad, a smartphone, or internet, you can watch these games as well as other productions that are produced here at UVU.
Well, that's pretty cool because, you know, when I fly with the team on the road, I tell you, at least half the people on the plane have iPads and they're watching, well, they're usually playing games. They're not watching anything. So what are we looking at here?
Right there. This is that UVU TV. You can look at this on the internet. In fact, that's live right now. This is being broadcast on the internet, on the web. And so that's what we're looking at.
Wow, that sort of gives you the eternal look there, doesn't it?
That's right. And this is what our students learn how to do. They come to school to learn how to provide content and then to build websites to be able to disseminate that content out to the public.
And that hairy guy you're looking at right there on the monitor is a DGM student, probably male, we hope. All right, for potential students who might be watching and said, look, I would love to come to a school and I get to run camera and I get to leave there with a videotape and a resume tape that I can send to one of the major networks and get a job. How do they get in here?
They get in here by applying. UVU's open enrollment. In our program, they have to matriculate into upper division. They can go for 2 years. At the end of 2 years, they can get a 2-year degree, and then they have to have a portfolio and apply to get into the next 2 years, which are the upper division classes, which this broadcast here is done by upper division students who have matriculated into the program. And they've proven that they can handle the rigor and what goes along with these types of broadcasts.
Well, and we saw the live shot of the production room, and there it is again. Yeah,
right.
Wave at mom, everybody. Yeah,
They're a big chance.
Yeah, these guys really do get to leave here with a pretty impressive tape. And you know, years ago when I was in college, that was the thing that gets you a job out of college. Is you show up to a network job or to a local anchor job, in my case in Little Rock, Arkansas,
Right.
and hand them a tape of what you did.
One of our students is in charge of Tibetan TV for the Dalai Lama
Where?
in India.
Tibetan
TV, the government in exile. And
I've never really wanted to work in Tibet, but that's
Right.
cool.
So they're in India, and that's one of our graduates. We have one of our graduates is the engineer for an $8 million television production mobile unit that goes around the country. We've got students that have worked in Chile and Mexico, Hawaii. So it's kind of an international thing we've got going here.
Very impressive. All right, one of your students is screaming in my ear to wrap it up, get the old guy off there, and I think that's you.
That's one of my students.
Well, it could be me. Maybe I'm older than you are.
She just got an A- for that, by the way. I'll drop her grade for kicking us off.
Dennis Lisamy, thanks for being with us. We'll take a break. Wolverines down by 3 at halftime.
I'm Sylvia Bentley, an anthropology student at UVU studying ancient Peru, and this is my classroom.
At UVU, I'm graduating with a diploma and a resume.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
UVU trailed by 3 at halftime. Matt, about 30 seconds to update us on the stats.
Well, you've got Holton Hunsaker, 4 of 4 from the field, 3 of 3 from the three-point line, 5 for 5 from the field, 16 points. You got Jeremy Robinson leading the way for Chicago State, 11.7 rebounds. You see the stats here. Wolverines 11 of 32, not shooting the 3 that badly. 6 turnovers, 12 of 30 for Chicago State. It's going to be a battle here in the second half. Wolverines have to going to fight their way back into the game.
Back with your second half coming up right here on UVU TV. Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Come join the student section and cheer for the mighty Wolverines. Mighty Athletic Wolverine League sports passes are now available. Your mall pass gets you tickets to every NCAA home game, free food at the tailgate parties, prizes at the games, and lots of new friends. Get more information on their Facebook page or by calling Campus Connection at 801-863-8797. Go UVU!
34-31, Chicago State with a 3-point lead. In that first half, the lead changed hands 4 times. UVU's biggest lead was 2. Chicago State led by 8 on a couple of occasions. Holton Hunsaker, as you mentioned, 16 points in the first half, including 5 out of 5 from the free throw line. And if it wasn't for Holton, Utah Valley would be in a big hole.
Yeah, it's very unusual. You've got Ben hasn't scored in the first. Going to get a stop here, but very unusual to go a half for the Wolverines. Ben aired 0 points. Isiah Williams only 2 points, and so you're exactly right. Thank goodness that Holton came ready to play tonight. kept the Wolverines in the game here. So I look for big second halves from the entire Wolverine players, because that first half offensively for them is something that we're not accustomed to seeing.
Simmons working against Hunsaker. Hanging jumper left side, no good from Rosenberg. Maybe it's just this basket camera left. Has a lid on it.
Yeah. Well, the Wolverines can attest to that, because they certainly struggled in the first half. But the good news that, when you have a bad first half, there's always the second half that you can turn it around.
Wolverines shot 34% in that first half. Isiah Williams only 2 points in the first half. Misses his first one. Geddes Robinson stripped on his way up to make a pass. That'll be a foul going against Rosenberg, his first.
When you get this lineup for the Wolverines, Chicago State making it a point, doing that triangle and 2 defense. So it makes it difficult for Holton, who's got a defender on him, Isiah Williams, who's got a defender on him. And it makes it difficult because the defender, their only worry and their only concern that they have is to defend you. So once again, that just stresses the importance of the other 3 offensive players. I mean, just think about it. Those other players are going to be playing against that triangle, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities.
Alley-oop. Keith Thompson missed the attempt at a one-handed jam. Gives it over to Geddes. Misses inside. Chicago State comes away with it. Chicago State has an injured player back at the other end. There he is. I believe that's Rosenberg. He was down. He tripped, and then inadvertently, I believe it was Keith Thompson, accidentally kicked him in the head as Keith was trying to avoid just stepping on him. Certainly was not intentional. But Clark Rosenberg, 6'3" freshman, on the floor holding the head.
Yeah, you had an accurate call there. I saw that entire thing, and you're exactly on in what happened there. Very unfortunate. Nothing intentional, of course, but Rosenberg got looked like either a knee or a foot to the back of the head.
Good news is he's up. All right, here's what happened. You see Rosenberg trip, looks like over his own player there. And I don't know if you'll see Keith Thompson. You didn't quite get that one. Trailing the play, Keith Thompson almost tripped over him. Inadvertently got him in the head.
Well, one thing, we're going to get an early substitution here from Lee Fisher. He didn't come in this early, obviously with the injury to Rosenberg, but he had 8 points in the first half, 4 rebounds, second leading scorer for him, so he's in early. And you get a wipeout screen there, a moving screen on, I believe they're going to call that on Ukagwe, yeah.
That's his 3rd foul, Quincy Ukagwe. Holton Hunsaker hitting the deck hard on that one. I'm looking at Holton's shoulder, and it's bright pink. As if he sort of, maybe at halftime got a massage or something?
Yeah, more than likely. Yeah. The trainer probably was busy working that shoulder out at halftime, trying to loosen it up a little bit. Now here's a different matchup that we see. We've got Lee Fisher guarding Holton. Lee's a much taller player. That's a change.
Holton hanging jumper, first miss of the night for Holton Hunsaker. Tipped out in front by Simmons, and then Holton Hunsaker very smartly basically fouled Simmons. There's that pink shoulder we're talking about on Holton Hunsaker. Goes nicely with the rest of his outfit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I wish we could get some shoulder massages over here during the game. That'd be nice, right?
You probably look great in pink. I, however, do not. I just look like a giant Teletubby. 36-31. Chicago State's first basket, in fact, the first points of the second half for either team, come with about 2 minutes gone. Hunsaker, back-to-back misses now.
Nice job there from Geddes Robinson, sealing off the weak side board on the corner three.
Ben inside. He'll shoot 2. Fouled on the first attempt. Wait for the official call. That one's going to go against Robinson. His second.
See Ben inside, very collected, didn't rush anything, saw the opportunity.
Well, they called it on Jeremy Robinson, but it sure looked like Diari Nelson came over and whacked him with 2.
Yeah, this is what I think the Wolverines are going to try and do here. You got some 3-point shots early in the second half, but try and get it inside. Geddes Robinson is very active. Ben Aird can be very active when he gets the ball inside. And they're both very good interior players, and I would look at the defense that's being played on the perimeter players. Look for that to open up some opportunities for Geddes and for Ben.
That's Ben's first point of the night. 0 for 5 from the floor. As usual, Ben is just in all sorts of traffic, getting hammered on every shot. Both free throws bring the Wolverines to within 3.
Yeah, Wolverines going to a 2-3 zone here. They have mixed this up. We've seen this before tonight, but on this specific possession in the 2-3.
Robinson misses the turnaround. Isiah Williams with the rebound. Lead pass. KT takes it in. Misses the bank. Follows good.
Yeah, virtually identical what we saw in the first half. Keith Thompson shoots it off of the glass. Doesn't go in. There's that uncanny ability, able to get the ball, put it right back in. But keys to the game, fast breaks. That's great. Wolverines get a shot they want, get the rebound, get out and run, and they're able to convert.
Nelson tries to feed inside to Robinson. Goes out of bounds. Robinson and Hunsaker both end up on the floor. Nothing intentional. Nice sportsmanship between those two.
Yeah, Holton was coming over for help on the defense as it was a high-low play, a high pass going inside to Jeremy Robinson. He simply went for the ball. Holton was sitting right there, and he fell right on top of him. Holton in good position, and a couple good defensive possessions for the Wolverines.
Keith Thompson for 3, short, and up over the backboard. 36-35, Chicago State with a 1-point lead. 16.5 to play in this one. Chicago State basketball went off Hunsaker.
With the 2-3 zone that they're playing, this possession on the out of bounds, they're going to go man-to-man. But anytime you get a 2-3 zone, you get a corner shot, you've always got to have that help on the weak side rebound.
Simmons misses. And that's only Chicago State's second shot here in the second half, really.
Now what Chicago State's doing here is they're overloading the side. You see how many players they have on that side. Looks like they may try and rotate the court here, get an overload on this side.
Fisher drives in, picks up the foul from Isiah Williams. That'll be number 3 on the All-American. Second team foul this half.
Yeah, Chicago State runs those overload plays. Wolverines in that 2-3. It's simply just overload one side.
Robinson buries the jumper. Back to a 3-point lead for the Cougars of Chicago State.
There's a nice pass there. That's exactly what you want when you're going against that triangle inside. Ben's got the ball at the free throws. He has options. A nice dump-in pass to Geddes.
Nelson called for the foul. That brings us to immediate timeout. Wolverines down by 3.
I'm Joe Luce, an anthropology student at UVU, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm sharpening my mind and my skills.
Patty Garcia, a geology student at UVU, and this is Engaged Learning. At UVU, I'm learning by doing.
Coaches versus Cancer Week. Right now the Wolverines down by 3. A reminder, fans, if you're flying out of Salt Lake City, you can park where UV Athletics parks at Diamond Airport Parking. They offer parking for less. The shuttle will pick you up at the car and take you to the airport. And they offer 4 levels of service, including valet, as well as a free car wash for everybody. For more information, diamondslc.com. Ben Aird, very quiet tonight. 2 points, which they have yet to put on the official scoreboard, scoring monitor. Both free throws were good from Ben. Today is Ben's dad's 60th birthday. Ken Aird is 60 today. Inbounds play comes into Isiah. Count it. And 1.
Nice play there, run from the Wolverines. It looked like a decoy play where they try and set some screens. They try and get Holton Hunsaker going to the corner, getting the defense to think that the shot's going to come from the corner. Isiah just simply makes his way down, posts up, able to get right underneath the basket and a finish, and credit Ben with a nice inbounds pass.
Foul was on Matt Samuels, his second. We're tied at 38. Second time this game has been tied. We've had 4 lead changes.
I see this overload. Now they're bringing it back. They're just trying to overload that side, try and get some opportunities at the high post or in the corners.
Nelson jumper won't go. KT pulls it down. 3 on 4. Isiah pull up jumper.
One shot. It's so amazing when you watch this. One shot can get a player going. Isiah had a quiet first half. He's able to get that last basket with the free throw for the finish, and it just gets his confidence going and able to pull up jumper in transition.
Simmons for 3. Back and forth they go. This is a heck of a basketball game.
Yeah, Simmons with the answer. The top 2 players there got sucked down a little bit in the zone. Allowed Simmons some space on the perimeter for the jumper, and he converts.
Ben Aird, little turnaround jump hook.
Yeah, great play from Ben there. Keith had it wide on the perimeter. Ben just simply flashed. There was a wide open space in the middle. Ben just simply flashed, got the ball, and a turning jump hook.
$14 minutes left here in Orem, Utah. Chicago State looking to win their first game on the road this season. Put back no good from Fisher. Wolverine possession.
Nice play there from the Wolverines. Ben Aird almost looked like he was going to take that initial 3-point shot from the top of the key. But saw Geddes working hard, passed it inside. Geddes very unselfish, and the best part about that was how quick the pass was back out. And Ben Aird able to knock down the jump shot. Great passing, great unselfish play there from UVU.
44-41, Wolverines by 3, their biggest lead of the game. Air ball. My goodness. Maybe it is camera left.
Yeah, Wolverines have got a good offensive rhythm going here. I like what they're doing here. Let Ben post up. And he returns the favor to Geddes.
Wolverines starting to click. They've won 4 straight coming in here. 46-41. They're up by 5 now. The boys in pink.
Going to see the replay here. Ben got that in the short corner, was able to back down his defender, and he returns the favor from the previous pass. As Geddes didn't just stand there, watch Ben post up. He was able to move, able to cut underneath the basket, and Ben with the nice pass and Geddes with the good finish. Yep. I'll go back to that play, that inbounds play. You know, the Wolverines have stretched out the lead since that play. It seems like that's really kind of what turned the corner for them here in the second half and got them going offensively in the last couple of possessions. And it was just that simple inbounds play where Isiah made the layup, was able to convert on the free throw, and they've done it on the defensive end as well. They've gone to that 2-3. They forced Chicago State into some bad shots, and that's aided them in their offensive efforts.
Ben Aird, 6'10", from Bountiful, Utah. Second team conference player last year. Isiah Williams, the returning player of the year. Holton Hunsaker and Geddes Robinson, both honorable mention. 4 out of 5 starters last year were all conference one way or the other. Isiah, of course, also making All-American honorable mention last year. 46-41, UVU by 5. 12.5 left. Wolverines got numbers. KT. It's an 8-0 run for UVU.
Great play there, great finish. Isiah took the ball away from the defense, looked back to the weak side where he just came from, passed it off to Keith, and Keith with the finish in transition, which he does so well. But to me, that play was created by their defense. Forced a tough shot, got the outlet out, and they were off and running.
Jumper way outside. No. Tracked down by Holton Hunsaker. Ben stripped on the way up. Chicago State on the run. Simmons did a great job to get that pass down. He's only 5'10". He could jump like you, partner.
He could jump higher than me, I think.
That time, Rosenberg sailed one out of bounds, and that'll bring us to immediate timeout.
I was never known as a leaper.
Yeah, not knowing what I heard. 11:23 to play. Wolverines are up by 7. Keith Thompson slams it down.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
First half shooting for the Wolverines, 34%. Second half shooting, 54%. First half shooting for Chicago State, 40%. Second half, 21%. And that's why the Wolverines have outscored them here in the second half, 17-7.
Yeah, that's been the second half, and where we are in the game is that, that's exactly right. 21% for Chicago State. And that's what's got the Wolverines back here in the game, is Chicago State's going to put on a little bit of a full court press, trying to trap where they have opportunities and fall back into their base defense.
Alfonso Hubbard into the game now. Geddes Robinson getting a rest. 11 minutes left in this one. And a whistle away from the ball inside. Going to go against Chicago State. One's going to go against Jacoby Anderson. His second, team's 6th.
Yeah, just like in the first half, the two defenders who are guarding Holton Hunsaker and Isiah Williams are trying to get physical. They're trying to not allow those players get to where they want to on the court, and that time a little bit too much aggression, but they are certainly being very aggressive defensively.
Hunsaker, a long 3. Missed that one. Ben Air back up and in.
Nice job of positioning there. Ben had the inside position. He was able to, before that shot went up and as it was in the air, was able to get his position and an easy rebound and putback.
8 points, 7 rebounds for Big Ben on Dad's 60th birthday. It's a 9-point lead for the Wolverines and a 10-0 run. Stops that run.
Yeah, nice shot there from Johnson. Like we said in the first half, I'm not sure that he wants to be posting up, but he does have size and he has length, and that time Ben did a nice job of holding his ground, but Johnson was just able to get it over the top.
Hubbard can't get it to go. Keith Thompson going to be called for climbing over somebody's back. The foul, his first, team's 3rd. Keith Thompson, one of 5 seniors on this UVU squad. Keith from Bellflower, California. Coming off a season-high 8-rebound performance against North Dakota. Tonight, Keith Thompson, 10 points, 4 rebounds thus far.
Yeah, with this offense, the Wolverines have definitely slowed down Chicago State, kind of limited the opportunities to be a driving team, as we see a turnover force there. But with this zone, it doesn't allow them to spread the court like they would if they were in a man-to-man and be able to drive. What hurt the Wolverines a little bit in the first half, it's definitely got them further out on the perimeter and not allowed them to be that driving team that they want to be. And they're able to force them into turnovers like that. It's always an added bonus when you're in great defensive position.
Wolverines by 7. Hunsaker. Well, he didn't miss a thing in the first half. Geddes Robinson there for the follow.
Now, Wolverines are crashing the offensive glass like crazy here. Keith's being active. Geddes is always active. Ben Aird active. And that's where they've got a big advantage, and they've shown that here the second half.
Robinson, triple team, out. Simmons for 3. Well, that 9-point lead go away pretty quickly. Hunsaker and Simmons. What a battle between those two right here in front of us. They're going to give it to Utah Valley, and a technical foul is going to be called against Holton Hunsaker, I think. I'm trying to listen in to the official, but I cannot hear his explanation to Holton.
They ruled that ball off of Chicago State, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what Holton said to the official. He must have said something, but that was going to be UVU basketball.
First free throw is good from Jeremy Robinson. Robinson's got 16 points unofficially. Misses the second one. And that call took care of the pink jacket too. I got to get me a pink jacket.
Yeah, I think
there's one available. Will you sneak down there?
Yeah,
I'll give you $1.55.
I don't know if I'd want to be caught wearing that, but we should maybe try and get some pink jackets.
Because it's coaches, not because it's pink.
Yeah, because it's his jacket, not mine.
I'm just kidding.
I think we'd look good in those colors.
Holton Hunsaker with it. Picks up the dribble, gets it out to Hubbard. He'll take the jumper, partially deflected, I think, but no. And a foul on the rebound inside on Rory Fannin of UVU. No. Take that back. That is going to go against Chicago State. It's Clark Rosenberg.
Yeah, as we see the shot, Alfonso did a nice job. He had the three-pointer. He steps inside, able to get a little bit of rhythm, and you definitely see there being held down was Rory Fannin. Going back to the fact that the Wolverines are crashing the offensive glass, now Rory Fannin gets in the mix. Gets in the mix of being there on the offensive glass.
Rory's free throw rattles around and drops off no good. It was a 1-and-1 as it was the 7th team foul. 8.5 minutes left. Wolverines by 5. Speeds inside. Hanging jumper Robinson won't go. Geddes Robinson pulls down another rebound. His 12th. Hubbard moves over to Isiah. 15 seconds on the shot clock. We're under 8 minutes to play now. Rory dishes off inside. Hubbard, shot blocked, gets it back. Geddes up and one. Wow, what a play by Geddes Robinson inside. That foul going to be called against Chicago State's Lee Fisher. That'll bring us to another media timeout. 7:39 left. Wolverines by 7.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Think back to when you were a child. What did you dream of becoming as an adult? A pilot? A teacher? A nurse? Maybe a mathematician? A mechanic? Or a scientist? Now imagine a place where everyone is focused on your success. Imagine an education that is personal, engaging, fun, and professional. With an education from UVU, all of this becomes true. Utah Valley University. It's your dream. It's your university.
See Geddes Robinson on the finish here. Give a lot of credit to Alfonso Hubbard. He was the one that came up with that offensive rebound, made a quick interior pass. Geddes Robinson with a strong finish. As you see Lee Fisher come over, swiping at the ball, but Geddes able to go through the defender and get to the free throw line.
Geddes Robinson averages a double-double, 10 points and 10 rebounds. Tonight, 10 points, 12 rebounds. And he's at the free throw line looking for another point.
At halftime, we were looking for where was that offense going to be coming from for the Wolverines. Holton provided it in the first half. You've seen spurts where Isiah's given some offense, Ben has given some offense, and Geddes Robinson has given his offense as well.
Holton was 4 of 4 in the first half. He's 0 for 4 in the second half. Bless his heart, can't score down at this end. He's been a key factor in the game for UVU. Still a 7-point lead. Holton reached around and sort of stripped it away. Just enough for Chicago State's Lee Fisher to end up touching that baseline with the ball and a turnover.
See, and that's that zone. I mean, it makes it hard when you play a zone. You're trying to obviously fill spots on the court, and it makes it very difficult for drivers to drive.
Geddes Robinson dishes off, tried to get it to Hubbard. Ball bouncing around all over the place. Finally goes out of bounds. It'll belong to the boys in pink. Men in pink, sorry.
That ball looked
They're
like
all bigger than I am. I should at least call them men. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't want to let them hear you saying that. So.
Men in pink. That was going to be the sequel, wasn't it? Jumper outside, no good from Hubbard. Chicago State with a rebound. Under 7 now.
With this action, Chicago State offensively, they've got the ball in the perimeter. We get a steal here.
Isiah finally gains control, up and missed it. And here comes UVU again.
Good help there from Ben Aird.
Back and forth they go.
I think back to one of the keys of the game. Wolverines trying to control the tempo a little bit here.
Hubbard shot blocked nicely by Robinson. Chicago State coming back the other way. Robinson dishes off to Fisher. Geddes Robinson pulls down his 14th rebound of the night. Career high 17 for Geddes. Still got 6 minutes left. You know, the way they're playing here in the second half, you might see pink uniforms a lot the rest of the season. Isiah Williams.
They've definitely played much better here in the second half than what they did in the first, but a nice rhythm jump shot there from Isiah, able to get right into his position. You know, you saw when he drove, he knew exactly where he was looking to go, and get an offensive foul called here on Lee Fisher, a moving screen, trying to set the screen for Ardarius Simmons.
Fisher's second, team's ninth, so we'll walk back down UVU's end to shoot a couple of free throws. Or will we not? No, we won't, sorry. Not a 1-on-1 situation. (56-47). Wolverines by 9. Thompson weaves his way in, missed it, missed the tip. Chicago State comes away with Robinson over to Simmons. He'll drive in. Ben Aird with the rebound, but a foul inside on that rebound. Going to go against Ben Aird of Utah Valley, his second. 5th team foul this half.
And then obviously trying to get that defensive rebound. I think the referee made the point that he pulled his arm down, pulled the defender, assuming the offensive rebounder,'s arm down, and then gets called for the foul.
Big Ben redeems himself, steps in front of that pass. Keith Thompson, acrobatic pass to Alfonso Hubbard. Hubbard could not get it to go, but he's fouled and he will shoot 2. Simmons got it. His second.
You see the nice pass ahead there from Keith, and Ardarius Simmons swiping down on the ball. And that was a nice play defensively from Ben Aird, which sprung that transition offense. We've seen it a couple times tonight. I think it was Geddes Robinson who in the first half anticipated a pass going inside, and he was able to steal the ball away, and that's exactly what Ben did there.
You know, Alfonso Hubbard Saturday night on this floor against North Dakota, career high 17 points. Tonight, scoreless. He's 0 for 8 from the floor. Bless his heart, 0 for 1 from the free throw line. That's a Southerner in me coming out, bless his heart.
Yep, it's awfully nice of you.
10-point lead for the Wolverines.
This defense has worked wonders for them. Chicago State's going to try and be more aggressive, trying to get inside to Jeremy Robinson. If they don't have it, they're going to work it around. They've got to be aware of number 11, Ardarius Simmons. He's hit some threes tonight, but I think the Wolverines know exactly what Chicago State's trying to do.
Hubbard comes up with the steal. 14 turnovers for Chicago State, just 7 for UVU. UVU this half only 1 turnover, 8 for Chicago State. Hence that defense you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean it's been the difference.
Hubbard fouled. Probably going to go against Robinson. Yes. For Robinson, that's going to be foul number 3. 4:08 to play. Wolverines by 10. Here's Hubbard.
Hubbard gets that ball right in the short corner, makes a quick move. You see what he did there? He did a nice job of shielding the defender away from him. He squared his squared his shoulders, got his shoulders in line with the backboard, parallel to the backboard. The defender had no chance to come over and block the shot and was forced to foul. But a nice play there from Alfonso, a good quick move.
Alfonso Hubbard just struggling tonight. It remains a 10-point lead. Under 4.
Just as we talked about, that's the one player, if you're the Wolverines on the perimeter, Simmons, you've got to be aware where he is. He's had a hot night shooting from the 3.
He hasn't missed one yet.
Yeah, very comfortable, very confident. And as you said, hasn't missed one yet.
He's 5 of 5. He's got 18 points overall. Robinson's got 18. Simmons has 18. Wow. Wolverines lead is 7. Isiah can't get it to go. Big Ben back up, missed it. Chicago State possession. Samuels moves over to Rosenberg, drives in. Players hit the deck. Blocking foul going to be called against Ben Air. 3 minutes and 11 seconds left in this one. Big Ben picks up the personal foul. His 3rd. Wolverines by 7. We'll take a break.
I'm Joe Luce, an anthropology student at UVU, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm sharpening my mind and my skills.
I'm Patty Garcia, a geology student at UVU, and this is Engaged Learning. At UVU, I'm learning by doing.
Wolverines and the Cougars. Been a heck of a battle here at the UCCU Center in Orem, Utah. Jim McCullough along with Matt Peterson. Glad you're along with us for the ride. Wolverines trailed at halftime by 3. Then took the lead in the second half at 40-38 and have led the rest of the second half. Right now it's a 7-point lead.
One stat that sticks out to me, Jim, 14 offensive rebounds for UVU leads to 19 second chance points. And watching this game, they've been very active, and 14 offensive rebounds is an impressive number.
Rosenberg's free throw makes it 57-51. Rosenberg's got 7 points. Chicago State 6 of 8 from the stripe. Wolverines just 9 of 17. Free throw shooting was one of your keys to the game for Chicago State. It's at least kept them close.
Yeah, and that's what you're supposed to do. You know, those are opportunities. Look at this defensive pressure that Chicago State's putting on.
Showtime. Well, and Rosenberg just lays it up and in. It's a 7-0 run for Chicago State right now. It's a 3-point game.
Yeah, and this defense, Wolverines got to stay out of the corners. Look at this. They're going to try and come and trap everywhere. You got to come to the ball on those passes.
Isiah missed the 3. Ball on the floor. 5 players on the floor. Still haven't seen the official call.
I think they're going to get a jump ball. I would think this is going to be a jump. Yep, they're going to get a jump ball.
Jump ball. 2:39 left. Going to be some players need some ice packs after that. Pile up.
This last 2 minutes, Wolverines offensively got to be strong with the ball. If you get it in the corner, or if you get it out on the perimeter, you got to be waiting for them to come and trap. Chicago State's going to be aggressive. Looks like they're trying to settle down their half-court defense here a little bit, but they're going to be trying to strip that ball away and get some turnovers.
22 seconds on the shot clock. Geddes Robinson way outside. Hands the ball back over to Isiah Williams. He'll drive in and score.
Nice play there from Isiah. Geddes obviously outside their half court with the handoff, just allowed Isiah so much space. Had the option to kick out there to Ben, but saw the path to the basket. Chicago State offensively here, every Wolverine player, when they shoot that ball, when Chicago State puts up a shot, make sure you're crashing that glass.
Driving down, Rosenberg fouled on his way on the shot. That one is going to go against Ben Air. That's foul number 4 against Big Ben. 59-54, a 5-point lead for the Wolverines with 1:49 left. Rosenberg at the free throw line. Tonight, he is 2 of 3 from the stripe. He's got 18 points, one of 2 players for Chicago State with 18, Simmons being the other.
Yeah, and that was one of the few times where a Chicago State player was able to penetrate the defense and was able to get deep in the paint. And at that point, Ben Air was left no choice trying to block the shot, but gets called for the foul.
Free throw's good. 4-point game. Wolverines have been outscored 8-2. One possession game for Chicago State with 1:45 left.
Here comes that pressure. It's like a 1-2-2 kind of hybrid press. Yep, there they go. They're going to trap, going for steals, trying to get in the lane. Wolverines can keep aggressive and stay aggressive.
Isiah drives in, stripped away. Cougars. Shot will not go for Robinson. And he charged. No, he didn't. That wasn't him. It was Samuels being called for the foul.
See Holton getting back in deep in great defensive position and took that one right in the chest. Holton made the defender go through him on that one. A great job off of, that was impressive because that was off of a turnover. And we often talk about how hard it is to get back in transition off of a turnover, but Holton was in perfect position.
Great West Conference matchup between these two. Keith Thompson fouled on the reach-in by Simmons. With 1:12 left on the clock.
That's probably a situation if you're Coach Gildy that you do not want your team to foul because there's 1:12 left. You're only down 3 points. It's a 1-possession game. You like the aggressiveness, but you probably don't want the foul because Keith here is going to get 2 free throws.
He's got 10 points tonight, but none from the stripe.
So that was a critical foul. A nice job of Keith being strong with the ball, keeping it away from the defense as they come swiping at it.
60-56. Geddes Robinson back in.
Coach Gildy in front of us here talking about this play going to be an overload quick, so we're going to quickly try and overload one side and get a shot.
Rosenberg gets out to Fisher. A minute left. Rosenberg. Wild shot off the glass. Wolverines 2 on 2. Isiah. 13 points for the All-American. Jumper won't go. Cougars control. This one off the glass too hard. Geddes Robinson tracks it down.
Chicago State's going to be forced to foul here.
They've got the ball in the hands of Holton Hunsaker. I'm sure that's not the guy that Chicago State wanted to foul, but I don't think they really had a choice if they wanted to stop the clock.
Yeah, time was running out. A couple really good possessions there. Forcing the long 3-point shot there by Rosenberg, the Wolverines did. And then another forced shot from Rosenberg driving inside, and critical defensive rebounds at that point. It's exactly what you wanted. It's exactly what you would have asked for defensively for the Wolverines. And Isiah offered the long three-point shot. Isiah out and running and able to finish in transition and virtually seal the game.
That free throw, Holton Hunsaker's first point of the second half. He had 16 in the first half. Wolverines by 9 with 22 seconds left. Simmons for 3. Fisher, finger roll. Won't go. Coach Tracy Dildy tells his team, do not foul. That's how this one is going to end. Heck of a college basketball game here in Orem, Utah. Wolverines win it 65-56. Back with your post-game show coming up right after this.
I'm Joe Luce, an anthropology student at UVU, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm sharpening my mind and my skills.
I'm Patty Garcia, a geology student at UVU, and this is Engaged Learning. At UVU, I'm learning by doing.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Back in Orem, Utah, the Wolverines win their 5th straight game with a 65-56 win over Chicago State. Wolverines now 12-10 on the season. We are joined courtside by Victoria's head coach Dick Hunsaker, who just saw his Wolverines come from a 3-point first half deficit to outscore them 34-22 in the second half. Great second half, coach.
Well, we kept battling, competing. I knew this game was going to be tough. Chicago State, again, people get so deceived by records. They don't understand who you play. Their schedule has just simply been, you could take any team in the state of Utah and go play that schedule and see what their record would be. Now, I'm not saying they wouldn't win some of those games, but their schedule has just been brutal. And they're back again. The battle cry is it's a new season once you start the Great West play for teams with records that are very, very skewed. And athletically, they had kids who were productive. Again, this was a team that was up on San Diego State, 22nd or 3rd team ranked in the country, 5 minutes to go into the second half. So they're a good athletic team. They stayed with it. They did a good job with the tempo of the game. And again, I give them a lot of credit for coming in and fighting, scratching, clawing. And again, give us a lot of credit. Holton was sensational, particularly in that first half, and kept us abreast, kept us in the ball game. And then in the second half, everybody else picked up the game a bit and was a bit more productive. Geddes Robinson, 16 rebounds. His effort, his energy was sensational. Isiah made some nice plays down the stretch for us and some baskets. But we just got to be a little bit more tough-minded as a basketball team if we want to progress to be in play at the level we'd like to play on a game-in and game-out basis.
Coach, I just thought it was a terrific performance. Congratulations on the victory, 2-0 in conference play.
Thank you.
Coach Dick Hunsaker sees his team go to 12-10 with their 5th straight victory and their 2nd conference win. So they are now 2-0, and they're either going to be tied for first place in the conference or just a half a game behind, depending on what NJIT does tonight at North Dakota. All right, Matt Peterson is back on the headset. Matt, I'm going to go over the score real quickly, and then you can give us well, you tell us what you think when you look at these stats that are up on the screen first.
Well, I think the Wolverines didn't shoot the ball as well as they're accustomed to, and definitely Chicago State did not shoot the ball as well. In the second half, that's what really got Chicago State behind. You know, they shot 25%. I look at the offensive rebounds. 15 offensive rebounds for UVU, 21 second chance points. They had 32 points in the paint. Holton played unbelievable in the first half. They had some players step up in the second half. You know, Geddes Robinson finishing with 10 points, 16 rebounds. Keith Thompson, 12 points. Isiah Williams, 13 points. And I think more than anything, that defense, when they switched to the zone, when they made the adjustment, that's really what turned the game for them. It not only helped them offensively, but Chicago State just couldn't score.
Wolverines shoot 42% in that second half. Meanwhile, they hold Chicago State to just 26% shooting in that second half. Very impressive second half. Wolverines, Holton Hunsaker 18, Isiah 13, Keith Thompson 12, Geddes Robinson 10 points, Ben Aird 8, Taylor Brown 3, Alfonso Hubbard 1. Chicago State, 2 players with 18, Robinson and Simmons. Wolverines' next game comes your way Saturday night here at the UCCU Center as NJIT comes in here, battle for first place. Tonight's game has been a production by students from the Digital Media Department here at UVU, and it is a copyrighted production of UVU and the UVU Sports Network. For Matt Peterson, I'm Jim McCullough saying so long from Orem, Utah.